Quickly becoming a regular on this show is Craig Gemmill. He's the Managing Director of Gemmill Homes. He's here again to join me. How are you, Craig?
Dan, good, thanks.
We've been talking about the process of building your own home. Big part of that is formalising the contract, and I guess there's a lot of licences and agreements that need to be sort of signed off on.
Well, the best thing about that, Dan, is we've taken care of all that. So we're getting all your building approvals and everything, getting ready to proceed further down the track to a site start.
Okay, from my perspective then, as a client, I suppose, what's my next role?
Well, I think one of the things we spoke about before was the budget constraints, and we've just done our pre-start and our colour selection, and you've gone crazy and ordered more taps and light fittings and everything else. Now you've got the cost. Now is where you've got to trim it back a little bit. If you can afford it, go for it, but if you can't, just be mindful that you can go a little bit crazy.
Yeah, so I suppose you start with the wish list. You aim high, and then you just work backwards depending on what your budget is, I suppose.
Yes, Dan, and that's really, really important. You don't want a big shock at the end.
I suppose from this point, you've got to start to, from the builder's perspective, distribute the actual workload and talk bricks and mortar, I suppose.
Spot on, Dan. What we start doing, it's called scheduling, where we add up all the bricks and the roof tiles, and we collate the amount that we need and then send it out to all our suppliers ready for calling up when we're on site.
Well, I suppose at some point we have to pay for this too, so I guess that's a topic we need to cover, isn't it?
Sounds good, Dan.
Mate, let's cover it next week. What do you reckon?
Yes, sounds good.
Good to talk to you. We'll catch up with Craig again on the show next week.